Hey nerdlings, Nick Lotus84 back with another episode of Asagao Academy with UltimateCarl.
Hey.
And when we last left our heroine, Hana, she had been summoned to the theater by John, who had asked her to be in his show, his production of Romeo and Juliet. Of course, Hana got all flustered thinking that he wanted her to be Juliet, but he wanted her to be a tree. Jacques is Juliet.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Or excuse me. Oh, right.
Yes. Love that voice. Anyway, so now after that we decided, okay, let's just go back to the room before anything else weird happens. And our story continues. I shut the door.
I was just looking at the posters again, sorry.
I know, they're so funny.
Only my guitar understands me.
Oh my gosh, I
had read the top part,
that before.
but the names of the songs in the other one, Alvin Stein, of course, Calvin Klein. But
only my guitar.
I don't know why I just noticed he has a bear.
Wow, okay. Is it the screaming bear?
Yeah. Ah!
God. I shut the door to the dorm room, wanting nothing more than to collapse onto my bed.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Hana.
Mai was laying on her bunk upside down, her red hair spilling over the side. Something glinted in her hands.
What are you doing?
I'm cutting out little blossoms, see?
She held a pink cherry blossom to the ceiling.
It's so your senpai will notice you. Awesome.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so is she doing this for me or for her to help herself with Jared?
Both.
What are you even talking about?
You know, senpai always notices the girl when she's outside, surrounded by a shower of cherry blossom petals, the wind blowing in her hair.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking of Yandere Sim.
Bingo.
Your guy will definitely notice you with these.
My guy, huh? A flash of anger ripped through me.
Why don't you just sing them for yourself? Jared will never notice you without them.
Damn, Hana, that was kind of
Jeez,
bitchy.
what happened?
I turned on my heel and stalked out of the dorm room. Oh, and poor little Mai's about to cry. Oh, Hana, I will never forgive you.
And Hana is at 0 or 100. There is no in between.
I know, Hana needs professional help. Seriously. It was because of stuff like that that I thought John was trying to... No, it was stupid for me to imagine it couldn't happen in the first place. I stepped out of the front of Poppy Hall, the crisp evening air wafting against my face and cooling my skin. A faint tinge of smoke threaded its way into my hair, reminding me of days spent cooking with my father. How stupid. I headed for the field, my stomach sinking with every step.
Oh, animated background.
Oh yeah, the clouds are moving. That's pretty badass.
I shouldn't have snapped at Mai. None of this was her fault. And she was being so nice to me, and I said that awful thing to her.
She was never going to want to be my friend again.
Ever.
Ever! We are never, ever, ever getting back together. I stopped at a tree and leaned against it. The sun was rapidly setting, the night air growing colder and colder.
Man, it looks like she's at Pride Rock. Like,
I know. Everything
where is this school?
I know. I mean, and there's even like a beaten path here. What's up with that? Everything.
Well, I mean, I'm sure this is like a park
kingdom.
next to the... I'm sure this is supposed to be like a park next to the place.
Yeah, I think it's just a field on the grounds or something.
Just, I mean, between like that majestic tree and the mountains in the background on the lighting.
Well, this must be the grassy area of the field that Gerard pointed out on his tour.
The grassy knoll.
Yes, where people like to eat. Although it was shivering, I didn't want to go back inside. There was no way I could face Mai after what happened.
I guess I'll just have to sleep outside forever from now on.
What a terrible person I was. I totally deserved to just sleep under a tree with no blanket of protection. I sat down and hugged my knees, pressing my head into my arms. I stayed that way for a long time, trying not to pay attention to what was going through my head. The wind picked up, roaring past me and whipping my hair against my skin.
I whip my hair back and forth.
It was so loud I didn't hear the footsteps until they were right next to me. I looked up.
My, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have snapped at you. I was just upset because I thought John wanted me to be Juliet, but it turns out he wants me to be a stupid tree. I shouldn't have cared so much about it. I'm really just an awful person.
Mai let out a peal of laughter.
John, he doesn't mean anything by it. But that is something he would do. He's nice, but he can be a little clueless sometimes.
She sat next to me and wrapped an arm around my shoulders. Together we huddled against the rough bark of the oak tree, somewhat sheltered from the wind.
You remember what Shane said about my hair?
Mai's arm tightened around me.
I've been on edge ever since. I don't know how to face them, even when they're being nice. I'm so afraid they hate me. I'm sorry I'm such a coward.
Well, it's okay. We're all cowards sometimes. Maybe we should just approach our problems directly instead of coming at them from the side with flowers and friendship. You want to join the Normal Boots Club, don't you?
Yes.
Well, I want to date Jared.
All right.
Neither of these will happen if we keep avoiding the stuff that makes us nervous.
That's so true, Mai. You're so wise.
Yeah.
If we want something, we should go get it. We shouldn't... look, just because we're used to waiting for things to happen to us doesn't mean that they're always going to if we're just patient enough. Hana, if you want to join the Normal Boots Club, you have to keep moving forward. Strongly, without fear. Without looking back, right? Another shonen shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the same goes for you, Mai. ...
Yeah, it does.
She looks absolutely unhappy at the idea of actually talking to Jared. I rested my head on Mai's shoulder, thankful that she was taller than my paltry 5'2". She lay her head on top of my own. Aww.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try harder. Nothing good came of me avoiding my problems and being a coward. I can't keep running away, or else eventually I'm going to run out of places to go and then I'll break. If I really want to make a new life at Asagao, I have to try. Seriously. I'm going to be my best self and be myself. And I'm going to actually try. Who knows? Maybe Shane will warm up to me eventually.
Mai pulled me closer into a hug.
Yeah!
That's the spirit.
Shane better warm up to us, damn it.
Now what do you say we get inside? It's freezing. Now we're gonna have a training montage to raise our power levels.
Yes, let's, and thank you, Mai.
Mai smiled at me.
No, thank you. Let's go.
Aww. Sweet moment.
Quickly, there's only 2 minutes left.
Giant yellow letters ballooned on my phone's screen, blocking several falling cubes and preventing me from making more combos and deploying more troops.
Damn it, get out of the way!
A small yellow plush with a great smiley face waved a sword, and the big bad, the giant, came rushing out of the castle.
Smiley man, so we meet again.
What are you doing? Yeah, whoever's talking, we don't
Whoever's
know.
talking.
Yeah. You lose!
No!
I don't remember which one is Ian.
That's Ian. He's Brutal Moose. You get
Oh, right. Oops, sorry. He's supposed to... I mean, I think he was Skeletor, but I'm actually not good at Skeletor at all.
Ian, the Brutal Moose of yore, stood over my shoulder.
That's quite it. That sounds like a fantasy...
I know, like a wizard.
The brutal moose of yore.
It's Ian the yellow, Ian the gold, Ian the
I just
brutal.
mean like, yeah, the brutal moose of yore sounds like a Magic the Gathering card. Like,
Sorry, I was taking a sip of my beverage. Ian, the brittle moose of yore, stood over my shoulder, peering at my phone.
What do you want?
Yeesh, touchy, aren't we?
And he does talk in Comic Sans.
Oh god, he does, doesn't he?
That's amazing.
Actually, I'm giving him more like 1940s
give him a Sans.
newsboy.
I was about to say, like, that's apple butter. But
Yeah.
you should give him a Sans voice.
I can't even do Sans. Like,
It depends on what your interpretation of Sans is.
Yeah.
My head canon of Sans is Barry from Game Grumps, his Sans voice.
a lot of people seem to give him more of a dopey voice than I would.
Well, I
just give him kind of bored.
Yeah, like deep chill voice.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess because his letter does sound kind of dopey.
Yeah, and some people give him like a New York accent.
Oh yeah,
I don't
like
know.
a Boston.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever your interpretation of Sans is, since he talks.
What do you guys doing playing such a boring game, anyways? That's not how I would do Sans.
That's cool. Just whatever.
Nothing. I was waiting for Mai and I was bored.
To tell the truth, I was practicing.
That game's similar to the one we got going on in the tournament, right? You lost pretty quickly. Doesn't seem like you're any good.
He looked at my phone again and froze. I glanced back at the screen. My score was still slowly totaling, speeding over the 100,000 range.
What?
Holy crap! How'd you do that?
Now, you know what would be a good voice for him would be like the David Moose Sanji from the 4Kids dub.
Yeah.
Do what?
Your score, that's incredible. How long have you been playing this game?
I'd never seen Ian so animated. If you ask me, I would almost say he cared about what was happening.
I guess 2 weeks maybe?
Only 2 weeks.
He put his hand to his chin and thought.
If you're this good at this game, you might be able to learn to play the one for the tournament.
What are you suggesting?
He glared at me.
We both know you'd love to join the Normal Boots Club, and they need someone to fill puzzle games during the tournament. You need to join the team.
I gazed at him, trying to read his face. Could he be pulling my leg? It was possible that I was actually much worse than average, and he wanted me to join the team to drag down their score. A dirty move, but I wasn't sure Ian wouldn't do it if given the chance. Ian sighed.
Look, at least give it some thought. That was impressive, and I wouldn't mind having some competition for once.
He turned on his heel and ambled to his seat.
What was that about?
I told her what just happened.
Really?
Really? He thinks you have what it takes? So I just realized, yeah, they're using points. Again. I mean, I guess if it's a puzzle game, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I just, it's always like in CSI or something, they're like, oh, he's got the high score in every online MMO. Just throwing out terms like that just don't even make sense.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it, Hana? Isn't this exactly what you wanted? I would say, though, considering, the people involved with this, that anything like that would be on purpose, though.
Yeah. Well, it's like, right now...
Oh god, it's Daisy!
Daisy? Oh, wow. Is it a big pimpin' day?
Oh, it's about to be zombies.
But, there's actually a tournament points system.
Oh, wow.
You have to get a certain number of points. If you...
That's your power level.
Yeah.
A tree? John wants me to be a tree?
Yeah, and there's a diary. I haven't been reading the diary.
Whoa, there's extra stuff that's just has nothing to do with what's been going on.
Well,
I wonder how much extra stuff is snuck in there.
Well, I mean, there's a diary, the tournament points are actually important.
But I mean,
during
open the diary back up, though.
Current affairs.
Also, I was listening to the radio today, and one of Luke's songs played, an actual song on an actual radio station by a guy I know.
Oh,
maybe
wow.
is that gonna happen soon, or does stuff like that just happen in the diary that you don't see?
I didn't read that my last playthrough. I might actually have to read through these to find any more that actually have stuff that's not in the game. Then Luke is another guy who's in Hidden Block. I want to say he's Youngtown, but I don't think that's right. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Not that familiar with the hidden block guys.
Ugh.
But anyway, exactly what you wanted, Mai just said.
I guess. Not everyone's so enthusiastic about having me on the team, though.
Shane's glaring face passed through my mind.
I'm sure if you proved yourself, it would be alright.
Well, I better be getting my tournament points up.
What are you gonna do?
And obviously, I'd like to try. Because the other
Yeah.
two gotta do it.
We made a promise last night.
Even if I fail, I'm going to work hard and give it my best. And maybe I can even make Shane and the others accept me.
Yeah, always gotta get Shane to accept you. Since, like, he's our person this time.
Now's not the time for me to sit around and wonder what else I can do.
It's interesting how much Shane keeps coming up when, like, you haven't even made a choice yet for a character.
Yeah, well, I mean, apparently he's, like, the big holdout of the group when you're trying to win everybody over for any playthrough.
Yeah.
But, I think it's gonna be an uphill climb the whole way.
There's my girl. Oh, Hana, you're catapulting through the sky like a shooting star. Bless.
Oh, she's crying. Why is she crying? It's happy tears, but what?
I don't think she really was. I think they were just using it for the face,
Like-
the image.
Like the guy in Lee, waves crashing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what are you doing? And what are you going to do next? Talk to them?
An image of myself going head to head with Shane flickered through my mind.
And then we were also playing games.
Maybe not just yet.
Sensing my unease, Mai shrugged.
Well, don't worry about it too much. Ian's part of Hidden Black, after all. It wouldn't help him to have competition, and besides...
Shizuka stalked in, looking furious.
I'm mad. Did I just hear you having fun?
Turn to page 394. And not a lot of people will get that reference, but it's totally a Harry Potter reference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's from, I want to say, Half-Blood Prince, the movie.
Turn to page 394.
Excuse me, sir. Where's Professor Lupin?
That's not really your concern, is it, Potter? Suffice it to say that your professor finds himself incapable of teaching at the present time. Turn to page 394.
I just figured... I figured it was going to be Snape. I just didn't realize it was that specific page.
I specifically remember it, but, oh, God, rest in peace, Alan Rickman. Oh, my God.
Yep.
A piece of me died with him. Anyway, and that was the end of that. Finally, class was over. I gathered my bags and joined Mai as she headed to the door. Hana. Shane stood before me, shifting from foot to foot. Oh dear, what is this? Can I speak to you? A lump formed in my throat. What did he want now?
Sure. Mai, go on ahead.
If you say so.
Man, I thought she was gonna whoop his ass.
Talk shit, get hit.
With a worried tone in her voice, Mai left us alone. Shane waved me out of the classroom and into a nook next to the window. Oh, we're sitting in a nook in the window together.
Not a cranny.
It came to my attention that I perhaps said something that perhaps I should not have said. And that, perchance, I may have possibly bothered you in some such fashion as cause of my words that I said.
Wow.
What the hell, Shane?
I'm sorry?
It's obviously not good at apologizing.
Yes, exactly. ... What?
Well...
I'm sorry for what I said about your hair. My heart skipped a beat.
How did you know I heard that?
She came to my room last night and tore my ear off. Literally.
Literally. That's why. Yeah, that's why I'm facing away from
I
you.
was about to say
now.
literally. That's why I'm standing in semi-profile.
Oh my.
My
Oh,
chagrin
my.
quickly. Yep. My chagrin quickly turned to gratefulness. How many other girls would go to one of the most popular guys in school and chew him out because he was mean to her friend, especially when I wasn't even supposed to hear it? I'm sorry, the word chagrin has been ruined for me by the Twilight books.
Don't. Do they use that
Stephanie
a lot?
Meyer just really overuses the word chagrin
Okay.
in those books. I hope you can forgive me. Oh, God. Shane, you are just so dreamy and bishy manly at the same time. I can't not forgive you. You're so cute. A weight lifted from my shoulders.
Oh, no, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for apologizing to me. To be honest, I've been worrying about this for a while now. So, I'm glad you changed your mind.
Well, I didn't
Yeah, I was
say
gonna
that.
say you gotta have him explain it. He apologized, but he didn't say why he said that in the first place.
Right? I didn't say that. I deflated.
I still hate you.
I still hate you, but I felt bad for saying that. Look, it's not really about you,
Was this X have pink hair too?
I guess. Or in a way it is, but you can't really help that. It's like this dude that... I met this guy in college who fucking hated me just because of the perfume I wore because it reminded him of somebody he didn't like.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Never mind. Look, you have to come with me. I have a surprise. He has a surprise.
Oh,
Following Shane around was not something I would particularly like to do, especially considering what just happened, but
It might be a dick in a box.
maybe he's gonna take us into the Creeps McPasta closet for 7 minutes in heaven.
Oh god, it's gonna take you to the bone zone.
Yeah, okay.
Shane grabbed my wrist and led me down the hallway. I don't get all these people grabbing her by the wrist. Why not grab her hand? Or her shoulder? Or, I mean, grabbing by the wrist just kind of...
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, you're trying to control somebody. But I can kind of get that Shane doesn't want to hold Hana's hand right now. I could probably have followed him just as well without his needing to do that, but there were worse things in this world.
A normal boots guy is touching me.
Before long, we wound up in front of the Normal Boots clubroom. Oh my god, he is going to take us into the creepy closet.
Don't totally suck at volleyball. I just laugh every time I see that.
I know, it's great.
What is this?
Without saying a word, Shane opened the door and led me in. Inside, the entirety of Normal Boots was waiting, along with a sullen-faced Ian.
Bye.
Well, looks like my work is done. Goodbye.
Oh, bye, Ian. He brushed past me as PBG began to laugh.
See you.
Thanks, man. See you in the tournament. So, Hana, I bet you're wondering why Mr. Stoic brought you here.
A little bit, yeah.
As you know, there's a tournament that happens each year in early spring. This year, the tournament's in about a month and a half.
We each compete in various events, darling. It used to be an easy win, but with Hidden Block around, things changed. We want to keep our fabulous competitive edge. Something happened last year that made it so we no longer have someone competing in the puzzle category.
It might have been a murder. I stand by my decision.
And in John's playthrough, we learn his reason. So we need someone to take John's place, darling.
I don't understand.
We all have different categories we're entering into, and half of us have jobs or other clubs that we're busy with. We can't exactly take more on. For example, I compete in the invention and game design category.
Of course you do, Satch, you beautiful genius.
I play retro games, get a higher score than the other fellow by the end of the level, that kind of thing.
I play pinball on the machines the arcade provides, and it's the same thing, really.
Shane does Mario Kart racing, or at least he will this year. I do completion speed runs, so I gather and accomplish everything in a game as fast as possible. It's just as draining as it sounds.
And it sounds very draining.
I don't speed run, but I 100% everything I play, so...
Nice. We compete in tag team 80s and 90s arcade beat-em-ups. Specific, I know.
And I dance. God, he plays DDR. Awesome.
He sparkles and plays DDR. He's the full package, man. I don't know why I'm going for Shane.
We each have our own fields, and we can't take the time to learn a new one. So, Ian told us how good you are at Dumbadoom's Revenge. He suggested you enter the tournament as a member of the Normal Boots Club.
Really? Really? Why on earth would he do that?
He's won that event every year he's gone to the school in this district. He wants a little challenge this time around.
Just because we're rivals doesn't mean we're not friends.
Anyway, we voted on whether you should join the club and, well, long story short, we got a compromise. You enter the tournament, and if you win, you get to join the Normal Boots Club.
If you lose, well, you don't have what it takes.
It's intimidating.
What do you say?
It's intimidating as hell to hear Josh say, "You don't have what it takes," in that voice.
Blow it out your ass.
This was amazing. This was exactly what I wanted. This was my chance, but... I don't know. If I lost, didn't that mean I would lose their friendship too?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
I'd be a laughingstock, and I'd be left alone again.
Hana,
My?
you should accept.
But... Where did you even come from?
Don't you remember what you told me? I'm just gonna ignore that question.
Yep.
No more giving up. ...
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm gonna try.
Video game training montage.
And that was how I got the opportunity to join the Normal Boots Club. The end of this episode.
Yay!
Of this episode. Until next time, thanks for watching.
See ya.